Hey, what's going on YouTube? Mr. Lux back again. What we're going to do today, we're going to look at the Need for Speed Shift. This is post-patch, and what I mean by post-patch means sometimes when these games are released, sometimes they have bugs in them. Actually, a lot of times they have bugs in them that the developers do not catch before they release them. So what they do is they'll create a fix, or aka a patch, that you download automatically through Microsoft. And as on cue, who is this calling? Some random telemarketer. But anyway, what they do is they'll release a patch that'll go through Sony and Microsoft certification. And when you put the game in, you'll notice sometimes it'll either disconnect you from Xbox Live and it'll start to download and update. Well, a lot of times that's a patch, or it could be a title update to prepare it for new downloadable content that's going to be released. But in this case, it's actually for both. So they released a patch that will address a lot of the handling issues, and I think also some stability issues and some stuff online or whatever. But the main thing was the handling, because it was horrible. If you look at some of the forums and threads on the internet, from game FAQs to Operation Sports to EA's actual website for Need for Speed, I mean, there's so many people that have to put their own, and Xbox.com, there's so many people that they created their own handling settings, and because that's what you had to do, because the game just didn't get it right. The driving felt in some ways artificial. It didn't feel like a true driving sim. It didn't feel fun enough to be considered arcade. So it was kind of in that awkward position where it didn't appeal to either gamer as best as it could. So what EA did, they took that feedback from the community and they updated it with the patch that addressed that. So I've already played with the game on the patch, and I must say it does feel a whole lot better. It also, I'm gonna take this best line off. I'm gonna try to race without the line, because I really feel that the racing line in the game, it handicaps you. It handicaps you from being able to choose the best line based on your racing style. I know it gives you the best line according to actual track data, but if you don't race that way, then that may not be the best line for you to achieve the most optimal, quickest time. And in real life, you don't have a green marker on the track the entire time telling you to go fast, and then a yellow and a red marker to tell you to slow down or stop. And so I think this way it forces you to learn the track rather than just to learn a racing line, because you need to look at a track and pick your break points. If you look at a lot of racing tracks, they have these foot markers that say 100 feet, 50 feet, 25 feet, or whatever, till the turn comes up. And that's what a lot of racers do. They use those as markers. So if they know if they're going a certain speed, then they need to start engaging their brake right when they hit the 100-foot mark, or whatever the case may be. So I'm just going through some options here just to try to, see if I can get the game to control the way I like it. AI difficulty on medium, because it actually gives a very good fight on the medium difficulty. Handling the model, I got it on experience. No steering or braking assist. The only assist I have on are anti-lock brakes and stability control. And I may even take stability control off in just a moment, but for right now I'll leave it on. But I did take traction control off, because that helps me swing around turns a lot better. Full HUD, okay. Alright, so let's just do a real quick race. I'm going to do a hot lap, just for the sake of just seeing how the game controls. And I'll tell you what, let me just put 2 AI opponents on here. The cars can be from the same class or do it the same identical. Let's do same identical car. See who's the best. And I'm just going through stock cars, because I want to see, how well the game controls in a stock environment rather than picking a souped up racing car, because they're going to control a lot better anyway. So let's see. Z 240SX. It's ugly. Let's do the Porsche. Yeah, let's do that. We'll see how this rolls. It looks like they fixed the chick from standing in the back of the car. That flag chick back there, she would always be stuck in the middle of your car, which was a glitch. Try to get that perfect launch. It doesn't seem to do a great deal of improvement. So as you can see, I don't have a racing line on. And of course, it makes a big difference when you're not dependent on that line. And I say that to prove a point where that line handicaps you from learning the track. You're learning a racing line, but as long as that racing line is visual, and it handicaps you in this game from becoming a good racer. And like I said, I don't know this track that well, so of course I'm going to struggle because I need to learn the track. Learn the corners and stuff. And since I'm doing a hot lap, I'm not going to have very much time to learn it. They did also the patch. It did better with catching the screeches of the tires, because the screeching was horrible. It's like every turn there was screeching. Now usually on some tracks you can kind of get a breaking point visual from seeing rubber on the track, but for some reason they don't really have a lot of that on this game, so you really can't tell. It's very faint. Didn't mean to do that. Damn, it took off. That's medium difficulty. Get away from me. Well, the game does control a whole lot better since the patch, so good job to you, EA, for addressing that issue and listening to the community for that feedback. However, we would like to have these things addressed out the box when we buy the game. Seems like now it's seeming commonplace, especially with EA. A lot of their games are always being released. I mean, from NCAA football to Madden to Fight Night. A lot of their games, they always get released, and they need serious issues to be addressed. Things that you wouldn't think would not get past a beta tester for the normal gamer to find out on day one that this something is broken in this game. We just have to start holding these game developers more accountable, and for them not to be dependent on the ability to get two free updates of patches from Microsoft or Sony to fix these games. I mean, they shouldn't rely on that as a safety net. They should work hard in the production room, the developing room, the graphics room, get all these things addressed right then and there, so when we go spend our hard-earned $65 to get these games, $59.99 plus tax, it'd be $65 in my state. When we spend our money to get these games, we know we're getting a complete product out the door, and then we don't have to worry about has this does this game need to be fixed for some major issue that wasn't addressed, and they're looking for feedback from us to tell them what's wrong with the game. You know, you created the game, you should know what's wrong with it. But anyway, that was just a little gameplay footage. Not trying to post anything to show if I'm a good driver or anything like that. This is just to show that how the handling physics are working in the game, and they did a good job improving those. So good job, EA, and I'll be playing this game a lot more, even though Forza 3 is still a better quality game overall. Alright, Mr. Lux, till we see again, holla.